FBI is here with our state and local partners as well as our partners from the ATF, and we are here to essentially assure that all the wounded are extracted, and ultimately public safety is the #1 goal at this point. And we will work as a law enforcement community to assure that we have done everything we can in our power to find, locate, and apprehend these subjects. At this point, I know one of your questions is going to be, is this a terrorist incident? I will tell you right now, we do not know if this is a terrorist incident. So we start from the beginning, working with all our local partners. We take the presumption that it may be, it may not be, but we will work hand in hand with them from the beginning. If things change, we are here from the get-go, and there is no steps lost as the investigation proceeds. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to the chief.
So very quickly, after the initial response, we have several hundred people that were in the building that are not injured. Those people have been taken to a safe location, and they are part of the investigation. In addition to that, we know that this is a human incident, and this is a tragedy. And we know we've got a lot of folks out there that are very concerned and very worried about their loved ones that may have been at that facility today. We set up an area at the Hernandez Center at the corner of 3rd and Sierra Way here in the city of San Bernardino for family members to go for information. We will push information out to that for those family members as we can. Also, the Sheriff's Department put out the crime tip hotline number. If anybody has any information, we'd very much like to hear from you. So with that, I will take a couple questions. So with Rob. I don't. I've heard everything that it was a meeting to a potential like a lunch type gathering, maybe for the holidays. That's not confirmed. That is very preliminary. It's my understanding that most of the people that were wounded, most of the victims, were all centrally located in one area of the facility.
Anything like that?
In terms of the employees, it's my understanding this facility has both state and county employees, as well as folks that work for a number of organizations. The Inland Regional Center serves a number of organizations that treat mental illness type issues and that sort of stuff. I don't have any idea. I know that state and local county employees work there. I do not know if any of them are the victims or who they are at this point. I do not have any information that any children were involved.
The weapons used, the number of people involved here, given what you have in the way of evidence, witness accounts, and everything else, to characterize this as an organized event, what were these men using and shooting at people with?
Preliminary information indicates that these are people that came prepared. That they were dressed and equipped in a way to indicate that they were prepared, and they were armed with long guns, not handguns. I do not know what type of long guns. I don't know.
Any of those weapons been recovered here at the scene?
We do not have any weapons recovered at this point.
That's just a little bit of a shadow.
Sorry.
Chief, can I ask for clarification? You said upwards of 14 dead. What does upwards mean?
The preliminary number we have right now is that there are 14 people that are deceased, and our count is another 14 people that have been taken to various hospitals for significant injuries, potentially related to gunshots. We also have a number of other people that may have had some minor types of injuries. They fell down in the course of fleeing or something of that nature, but roughly about 14 that we believe are wounded.
Security cameras inside the building where we might give you video evidence of what happened.
I would imagine there are, but we're not that far into the investigation yet. The whole thing, I think, let's take...
Don't worry about it.
The building is still being searched. Is there the possibility that there are organisms that are inside of that building?
I think that could be a possibility, yes. I don't think we're comfortable saying no at this point.
Have the SAN technicians recovered anything which is or looked like an IED in such building?
As the teams were going through and searching for the suspects and searching for victims, there were some things in the building that were not immediately identifiable that caused them some concern. As a result of that, we do have some bomb techs that are on site that are checking some of that out. I do not know if they were brought in by the suspects. We do not know if they are bombs of any sort, just simply things that as our teams were moving through, said that needs to be looked at a little bit more closely.
No render safes at this point. They haven't taken anything apart from the short end.
I don't have any information on that.
Have you found any vehicles that Have you found any vehicles that you believe are related to this event or left anywhere nearby?
Not that I know of at this point.
Witnesses said the gun never said anything. Did they say anything?
We don't have anything specific from those witnesses. We're in the early stages of talking to them.
What about other active killers?
is the only active scene that we're working.
What about security tapes that may have been shot in the
That is part of the investigation. I just don't have that at this point.
Can you talk about the suspect's vehicle that Gardner has submitted?
That's all we have. Very, very generic. Upwards of 3 suspects. Darker SUV that fled.
Suspects wearing camouflage?
I've never heard camouflaged.
What were they wearing?
I have repeatedly been told the number is 3, but keep in mind that this is information that is flowing in as people are talking to witnesses very quickly. As we put everything together, some of this may change. We know these are fluid situations, and some of the information we put out now may change a little bit in the future.
Is there any description about these guys? Any description about the suspects?
As far as people in the area, we're doing everything we can to keep this area safe. We are addressing other facilities in the area that we think may be similar or may be similar, but we don't have any information or any credible threats to any other facilities at this point. But obviously, we're all on a heightened sense of alert. We would ask the public that they be on a heightened sense of alert, that they're watching out for those things. And if they come across information, contact us and let us investigate it. I put out what I have. Just we don't. One report I heard is masks were involved, but I don't know that to be definitive at this point. Yes. Not going to talk about it.
He doesn't say anything at all during the attack, during the search.
Not that I'm aware of.
Any sort of threat staged prior to this incident?
I don't. That's part of the investigation. We're not going to talk specifically about that right now.
It's not a big deal, person, but I'm a personal record, and I just want to say thank you to fellow agencies, all the chiefs, all the fire chiefs, and everything for you guys' response. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. A few minutes.
Yes or no?
Well, our people in the field go into the field with what they have. We have a number of officers that have high-caliber weapons. They carry assault rifles with them. Most of the officers carry handguns. The officers that arrived on scene and did the initial work to go into that building and clear it went in with what they had. So we do not know where the suspects are.
The FBI, how is the FBI getting involved in this? And if there's somebody, a representative, maybe they want to talk in detail.
Well, we know historically that some of these investigations can turn into a potential federal prosecution type thing. At this point, we don't know that to be the case, but it's better to have them on scene from the very beginning so they know what we know and they are an active part of the investigation. In addition to that, being from the federal government, they bring to the table tremendous resources to help us in doing our job.
When it comes to terrorists, can you talk about that?
We have no information at this point to indicate that this is terrorist related in the traditional sense that people may be thinking. Obviously, at minimum, we have a domestic terrorist type situation that occurred here.
Why?
We don't.
Do you think that they had training, that they might have been, that they had